Show you off in Lambos out on Collins. I be.
Hello friends, welcome to Everything You Need. In this series of EMFA, we have been uploading many videos and thank you for your support. Please check the remaining videos recently uploaded. Now, in this video, let us talk about railway signaling by Everything You Need. What is railway signaling? While driving a train, the driver requires long braking distances and requires an advice in advance to apply brake as the train is moving with a greater speed. It requires a prior information to apply the brake to the driver. So, to overcome this problem, railway signaling system is used. Railway signaling can be achieved by signals that are provided at fixed line side locations of the tracks to show how to proceed. This could be example, and to achieve this the line is divided into sections often called blocks. That means every track, that is a section of track, is divided into different parts. Those are often called blocks. And each block, a signal is placed at the entrance of each block to act as a sort of gatekeeper. This content can be greatly visualized by this picture. That is, the whole track is divided into several sections called blocks, and a signal is represented at the side of the track for the each block to represent how to proceed to the next block. Now, let us see different types of signaling systems in railway signaling. That is, the signals, those are divided into visual and audible. Visual signaling is often compressed or expanded as mobile flag signal, fixed signal, flare signal. And the fixed signal is further divided into mechanical signals, color light signals, route signaling, and speed signaling. Audible is divided into detonators, voice, and whistle. Let us see most of the widely used signaling systems in railway signaling. Those are semaphore signaling. This had been using in the railway signaling from the past decades, and semaphores were employed as a train order signals with the purpose of indicating to engineers whether they should stop or route is clear or to be cautioned. That is, every section has a pole like this indicating different line signs that shows to stop or cautionly go into the block, or and to indicate that the block is very clear, so you can proceed with your maximum speed, indicating two green lines. When there is a green light you can proceed, but when there is a yellow light you should be cautioned. And when the red light and yellow is the combination, so you have to be very caution that you have to stop immediately. This is the example and how the semaphore signaling works and how to understand this signaling. Let us go with the next signaling method, that is color signaling, which have multi aspects, that is green light, double yellow light, one yellow light, and red light. One green light indicates that 2-3 blocks ahead of this section is very clear, so that you can proceed with your maximum speed. That is explained here. Green aspect allows full speed running, indicating at least 3 blocks ahead are clear. That is, let us visualize that the train is entering in from this section to the section 1. While entering the section 1, it have noticed the signaling that a green signal is indicated. So the driver could understand 3 blocks ahead of this section is very clear, so that I can proceed with the maximum speed. But when he crosses the section 1 and enters into the block 2, he would see two yellow lights, indicating that double yellow light aspect shows two blocks are clear ahead. That is, while entering into the block, you have to be cautioned that only two blocks ahead are clear, so that this acts as a preliminary caution for the driver. So while he continuing from the block 2 to the block 3, he would see an yellow light, representing that an yellow light indicates one clear block is ahead. That is, the driver, while seeing this yellow light, a single light, he would understand that only a block of track is clear, and we have to be very cautious that get an yellow and a red light in the next section. That is, one yellow aspect, proceed to be prepared, stop at the next signal. So when he sees the red light indicates next block is not clear, hence stop here itself. That is, next block might be used by other train that is abnormally stopped. So to avoid crash to the trains, you have to be stop the train here itself. So this is how the color signaling multi-aspect works. Let us see one more signaling method, that is route signaling. In route signaling, a driver is informed which route the train will take beyond each signal, unless only one route is possible. This is achieved by a route indicator attached to the signal. That is, for every block, a route indicator would be attached, so that it indicates the train driver that how to proceed to the next block or to take any diversion. But route signaling is very typical to understand. That is, when the driver is very known to this location or to this path, the driver could drive very easily. But when the route was changed, he was not able to adjust the speed because there was no proper light signaling methods. So he should be very cautious, and it is very headache task to the driver to go with route signaling, which is indicated by the control department in the railways. The disadvantage is the driver may be unfamiliar with the route onto which he was being diverted due to some emergency condition, and due to this several actions have been taken because the driver was not able to know how to proceed to the next location as he is new to this path. So let us continue with the another signaling method, that is audible signaling. This type of audible signaling is used when there is foggy and cloudy weather conditions, when hand or fixed signaling are not visible. That is, due to weather climate conditions of high hilly regions, the audible signaling is used for signaling the drivers, because the light signaling and route signaling, the signs might not be visible to the driver in that mist. So audible signaling is used to indicate that to be caution while driving to the next block. That is detonating signal. These are placed on the rails. Signal explodes with a loud sound when a train is passed over them. That is a detonator, that is a sound generating device that is placed onto the rail. It sounds very high when a train passes through on over it. So by that, the driver could understand whether there is a train in that block or it is free. So let us follow to the next signaling method, that is track circuit. This is the most common way whether to determine a section of line or a block is occupied by a train is by the use of track circuit. That is, please listen to this very carefully, as this is very simple but very typical. You could understand this by observing this picture. That is, a block of rail is connected to a circuit which has a positive and negative with a track circuit with a supply of 5 to 10 volts AC, and this block is connected with a relay element which falls due to the signals that is present in the train, that is left hand running trail and right hand running trail, isolated trains. That is, when these two joins were crossed, the relay would go to off position, indicating that there is a train in this block. But when the train is leaved this location, these two paths would relay in the separate locations, because when the train is in the block, the short circuit would happen, by which the relay element goes to off position. But when there is no train, the current passes through the rails without any disturbance, so it goes to the normal position, that is green light, indicating that this block is clear. By this, the traffic department or railway authorities monitoring from a remote location can understand whether a block of rail is occupied by a train or it is clear, to indicate the drivers about the path. This is how the signaling works. Thank you for watching. Have a safe journey, and please make sure to wear a mask while your journey. Thank you.